The Nebraska inheritance tax. Let's take a gander. We need to know this stuff, man. Nebraska inheritance tax exemption and rates, according to nolo.com. Surviving spouses are exempt. So when I die, if I lived in the great state of Nebraska, I could leave my money to my wife, my $5, and she would be exempt from any inheritance tax. All right. Charitable organizations are usually exempt. We got to stop that. But anyway, close relatives pay 1% tax after 40,000 schmackers. Close relatives of the deceased are given a 40,000 exemption from the state inheritance tax. In other words, they don't owe any tax at all unless they inherit more than 40,000 bucks. If they inherit more than $40,000, a 1% tax will apply to the amount of over the first 40,000 bucks. Close family members are parents, grandparents, siblings, children. So if you leave money to your kids in Nebraska, they will pay a 1% tax on anything above 40,000 bucks. The spouse of any family members listed above. The category of immediate relative can also include someone whom the deceased essentially parented for 10 years. More distant relatives pay 13% after $15,000 they inherited. Less immediately family members, aunts, aunts, nephews, nieces, lineal descendants of aunts, aunts, nephews, nieces, the spouse of the people listed above, pay 13% after the first 15,000 schmackers. So you see a huge incentive to leave this to your charity, which is crazy. Others pay 18% after $10,000. Any person or organization that does not fall within these categories owes inheritance tax on amounts over 10,000 bucks. 10% is the tax rate. Example, Annabelle left 100,000 various family members and friends when she died. She left 45,000 to her son Gabriel, 20,000 to her sister Claire, 20,000 to her nephew Alan, 15,000 to her best friend Clark. The inheritance tax affects her loved ones as followed. Gabriel, who inherited 45,000, must pay 1% on 5,000, the amount over 40,000 bucks, or $50. Sister, also an immediate relative, pays nothing since she inherited less than $40,000. Her nephew, a remote relative, must pay 13% tax on $5,000, the amount over 15,000 bucks, or $650. Her friend Clark, who despite being her best friend does not fall in any, must pay 18% on $5,000, the amount above the 10,000, above 10,000. Property that is exempt. Certain kinds of assets are not subject to inheritance tax. Life insurance proceeds that go to a trust or a named beneficiary, but not when the beneficiary is the estate. Do not name your estate the beneficiary for the love of all that is good. So life insurance does not go. Money from the estate that the immediate family members are entitled to under the homestead allowance or family maintenance allowance and certain payments from employee benefit plans. It's the responsibility of the executor of the estate, if there's a will, or the personal representative, if there's no will, to file a Nebraska inheritance tax return if one is required. Let's see, the executor generally collects the tax from the inheritors who owe it. Even if the several inheritors owe the tax, only one return is necessary. Tax payments must be made within 12 months after date of death. Unlike other state inheritance taxes, which are administered statewide, Nebraska inheritance tax is collected by each county separately. Well, that's kind of confusing. All right, so that's interesting. So what if you don't live in Nebraska? All right. If you are a Nebraska resident or if you own real estate or other tangible property in Nebraska, you will pay an inheritance tax. So if you live in Iowa, you don't pay inheritance tax, only if you're a resident of Nebraska. Pretty interesting. So now we know the Nebraska inheritance tax. You better understand that. All right, we'll see you.